30 seconds, so keep still. Okay. Good morning. Today on the St. Ellen DeGeneres Show, we have 7 very special guests for you. I'd like to welcome my first co-host, Jimmy, Fallon, Angel. Big round of applause. Good. How are you? Please take a seat. We have a couple of saints here that have flown all the way from heaven to come see you. Our first saint, you know him as Jesus' foster father, Saint Joseph. Please welcome Saint Joseph. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, Joseph. Good. We have a couple of questions prepared for you. We hope that our audience learns a lot about you and your very interesting character. So we'd like to ask you a couple of questions. First question, what time period did you live in?
I lived in about BC 100 to about 180.
Interesting. What's your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment is being the foster father of Jesus Christ.
Impressive.
What are the patron saint of?
I'm the patron saint of carpenters, fathers, happy death, social justice, and many countries and regions.
Quite a mouthful. When were you born?
I was born in about 100 BC.
When were you declared a saint? By which pope?
I was never formally declared a saint because the canonization process was developed many centuries later.
So how and when did you die?
Where and when did I die is not known, and very little of my life is known in written history.
That's terrible.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about yourself before you go?
I was an accomplished carpenter, and I passed that trade on to my son, Jesus.
Well, we would love to see you again here, Joseph. That's all the time we have. Thank you for stopping by.
More saints, but right now we have a couple of commercials and songs prepared for you, so stay put, and I'll be right back.
I always feel self-conscious about it. I wish there was something that could fix that.
Here, try this. Ask the Apostle Monster. This gets on fresh, clean, and holy.
Thanks. Now that I have the pass to the Apostle's body spray, everyone wants to flock around me.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no saint here, but I can do good deeds like I'm supposed to do. Cause I got the goodness that everybody needs. Yeah, all the right deeds. Yeah, all the right deeds. I see them sinners doing some bad things. No, but that's not right. Come on now, make it stop. If you love, love, love God, raise it up. Cause each and every one of us, we all love and praise God.
And the Bible tells me to be saving every day.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It says that kindness and love will go a very long way.
The way.
No, I won't be a sinner who does meditate wrong.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and
Move along. Because you know I'm all about the saints, no sinners. I'm all about the saints, no sinners. I'm all about the saints, no sinners. I'm all about the saints,
Now I'm saying you should not do bad.
because you know I'm all about the saints, but the saints no sinners. I'm all about the saints, but the saints no sinners. I'm all about the saints, but the saints no sinners. I'm all about the saints, but the saints no sinners.
And we're back. I'd like to welcome my second co-host of the day, Pope Rock. Big round of applause. Very nice to have you on. And our second saint of the day is Joan of Arc. Please welcome Big J. Thank you for coming, Joan, if I may call you that. What time period did you live in?
That's a good question. I was born on January 6, 1412 in France. On May 30th, 1431, I died at age 19.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
Well, it's more of a story. At age 12, I heard the voices of St. Michael, St. Catherine, and St. Margaret, and they said, "Hey, John, go lead the French army." So I said, "Cool," and I went. And so the king didn't really know if I was all that I was cranked out to be. So he arranged a test for me. He disguised himself as one of his couriers, and when I recognized him, I passed the test and was given permission to lead the army. By age 18, I had become a great military leader. One of my greatest achievements was when I led my French army to victory at Orleans, earning me the title Maid of Orleans.
What are you the patron saint of?
I'm the patron of soldiers in France. I have the symbols of the cross and the sword.
When is your feast day?
May 30th, the anniversary of my death.
So when were you born?
I was born on January 6, 1412.
When were you declared a saint and by which pope?
That's a good question. I was beatified in 1909. I was canonized in 1920 by Pope Benedict IX.
And how and when did you die?
Well, that's a story. On May 30th, 1431, I was murdered. In a skirmish, I fell from my horse and was captured. And then I was unfairly tried and I was burnt at a stake. As I died, I called out Jesus' name.
Is there anything you would like to tell us about yourself?
Sure. So I was born in Domremy-la-Pucelle, France. And as a child, I showed great compassion for the sick and the poor. I was greatly influenced by the sacraments, and I vowed to remain a virgin and to live a godly life.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today, but we'd love to have you on again. Thank you for coming. Big round of applause for Joe.
Like a good angel, St. Farmer's there. Don't be down. St. Farmer is the best insurance of faith. We're way better than all saints.
Wow, how can this day get any better?
Say the jingle, say the jingle.
Like a good angel, safe harbors there.
In heaven.
A jolly old man wearing a red suit and a white beard. Please welcome St. Nicholas and my third co-host, Jacob. Big round of applause. Take your seats. So Nick, I hope there won't be any colonized talking, so we can clear up some murky grammar by doing this. We have a couple of questions prepared for you. What time period did you live in?
I lived about the 4th century, AD 270 to AD 343.
What's your greatest accomplishment?
I saved three young women from slavery. Their father was too poor to have them married, so I decided to help. In the middle of the night, I tossed a bag of gold into their window, and the next day, the eldest daughter was married. And I did the same 2 more nights, and both daughters got married.
You're a very kind person. Well, what are you the patron saint of?
I am the patron saint of, naturally, children, because every night on my feast day, children around the world leave their shoes out by the door, and I fill them with presents. I'm also the patron saint of pawnbrokers, and if you can believe it, sailors. Sailors painted me on their masthead and prayed that I would guide them through storms.
Where were you born?
A small place called Patara, Lycia, which is in modern-day Turkey.
When were you declared a saint by which pope?
I'll let you in on a secret. I was actually never officially canonized. But people declared me a saint, and Pope Paul VI made it official on December 6, 1970.
How and when did you die?
It is commonly believed that I died of natural causes, but more people believe that I died at sea.
Before you go, is there anything else you'd like to say about yourself?
Well, yes. I also, besides the three girls from slavery, I also save 3 young men from being killed. Constantine the Great was set to kill these men, and I came to him in a dream and said, "Don't kill these men." He was spooked, and after interrogating the prisoners, he let them free. Oh, and about your question about the coal, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't ask.
I shall certainly keep my hopes up. That's all the time we have for you today, but we'd love to have you back on again, St. Nick. Thank you for coming.
Have you ever had a craving for something filling, something like holy wheat bread?
Yes.
Then come on down to Pope and Air Bread, where we have holy wheat bread, St. Louis soup, and gospel green salads, as low as 5 prayers.
Wow, only 5 prayers?
Yes, only 5 prayers, but this is a limited time offer, so come now.
I am called a saint. God loves us every day. That's what people say. That's what people say. I make mistakes and so do you. Just be kind and just be true. That's what you can do.
to be part of it. I'd like to welcome St. Mary, Mother of Jesus, and probably don't tell the audience the most important one of them all.
You say that to everybody.
Well, you know, it's my St. Mary, we have a couple of questions prepared for you. What time period did you live in?
I lived in the first century AD.
Interesting. What skin product do you use? Because you're looking really good for like 1900. So, speaking of which, what's your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment, probably not necessarily something that I did, but more of the fact that I was born without original sin and that I was the mother of Jesus.
I'd put that on the resume.
What are you the patron saint of?
Well, I'm said to be the patroness of all humanity. However, I'm more closely related with things like mothers, nuns, blood donors, cooks, and people in the food industry, and people seeking spiritual enlightenment.
That's actually a mouthful. So when's your feast day?
My official feast day is January 1st, but I also have other days dedicated to me, including the Immaculate Conception on December 8th and the Assumption on August 15th.
Where were you born?
I was born in the town of Nazareth in Israel.
So when were you declared a saint and by which pope?
I was declared a saint in the 4th century by Pope Innocent III.
If you don't mind me asking, how and when did you die?
Well, I never actually died an earthly death, but I was simply just assumed into heaven at the Assumption.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before you go?
There actually is. I just like to say that I have a few prayers and songs dedicated to me. The prayers being the Rosary and the Angelist, and the songs being Ave Maria and O Mary, we crown me.
Quite popular. Well, thank you for joining us today, Mary. We hope to see you again soon.
St. Mark, the Porter here, St. Patron Saint of the Brum, here to talk to you about Nicene Clean. Are you tired of unclean spirits infecting your clergy? Then hit them with Nicene Clean, and soon they'll be as pure as a baptized child. But wait, there's more. If you call on the next testament, you will receive a Saint Wow completely free. The little cherub will purify all sins in a flick of a wrist. So call 1-800-CALL-NOW.
Back. I'd like to welcome on as again, as we've seen earlier, Popa. And now I'd like to welcome St. Bernadette onto the show. St. Bernadette, please come on. It's very nice to have you on the show. So we have some questions prepared for you. What time period did you live in?
I lived in the mid-1800s, specifically from 1844 to 1879.
Out of all your accomplishments, what is your greatest accomplishment?
I have to say my greatest accomplishment was when I reported my miraculous visions from the Virgin Mary, though unfortunately the civil authorities attempted to force me to recant my statements. However, I refused, and word spread about the cave I found in the supposed miracle healing springs. Napoleon III's wife helped me achieve my vision to build a church at the same exact cave, and as a result, Lourdes, France emerged as a pilgrimage site for worshippers from around the world.
What are you the patron saint of?
I'm the patron saint of Lourdes, Lourdes, France, who were proof for their piety, poverty, and all shepherds.
When is your feast day?
My feast day is on April 16th.
When were you born?
I was born in a small town in Lourdes, France, in the most beautiful of the Pyrenees Mountains, on January 7, 1844, as the first child of 6 to Francois and Louise Subier.
When were you declared a saint and by which pope?
I was declared a saint in 1933 by Pope Pius VI.
How and when did you die?
I died on April 16, 1879, in the Holy Cross Infirmary of the convent of St. Gildan, at 35 years old, due to the fact that I was ill with tuberculosis.
Is there anything else you would like to share about yourself?
Yes, there is. I received a total of 17 miraculous visions from the Virgin Mary, and before I became a sister, my original name was Marie Bernarde Severe. I also moved into a house with the Sisters of Nevers in Lourdes, France, where I lived, worked, and learned to read and write. The sisters cared for the sick and indigent, and they admitted me at age 22 since I was born.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. We'd love to have you on again. I'm sure our audience has learned a lot about you.
Christmas and Advent are coming, and you know what that means. New white and purple vestments. Come down to Aaron Postel Priestly Garments for amazing sales until December 25th. It's so good, it must be God.
It's amazing.
Do you want to be a saint? Come on, let's go and pray. We have to follow Jesus and strive for excellence, just like our school motto. We always have each other. We all love God. Now we can do good deeds. Do you want to be a saint? You don't have to be a sinner. Go away, sinners. Okay, bye. You want to be a saint and do many good deeds. It's gotta cut back around here. We have to figure it. Let's be some saints. It gets a little lonely with all the dark rooms. Shine your light every day. God, please, I know you are here because you're everywhere. I really want to be a saint and go to heaven. Please let me in.
definitely melted my frozen heart. Well, let's carry on. Our next co-host is Jacob, and St. Cecilia is on with us today. Please welcome Jacob and St. Cecilia. It's very nice to have you on. So what time period did you live in?
The date of my birth is unknown, but I am believed to have died in about 177 AD.
What's your greatest accomplishment?
This one's a big one. Well, my greatest accomplishment is when I converted my husband to Christianity. He saw me praying once also, and an angel appeared over us and he brought us with flowers, and it's why I'm wearing my flower crown today.
Now, I see you have a very lovely instrument there. What are you the patron saint of?
Yeah. I'm the patron saint of music, performing arts, and the blind.
When is your feast day?
My feast day is November 22nd.
Where were you born?
I was born in Rome.
When were you declared a saint and by which pope?
Well, the way I was canonized is unknown, so I do not know.
How and when did you die?
Alright, so when I died, like I said, it was very dangerous to be a Catholic in Rome when I was living. And they had me sentenced to be drowned in a bathtub, but that didn't work because God was with me at the time. So when they saw me and that I had drowned, they tried to cut off my head. And after 3 blows to the neck with an axe, it didn't work. So I ran away with fatal wounds. And 3 days later, after preaching, I died.
Well, after that, do you have anything else to say?
Yes. The reason why I am the patron saint of music is partly because at my wedding, I sang hymns of God under my breath because, as you may have guessed, my husband was not a Catholic at the time and I was not allowed to sing it out loud. I am also often pictured with an organ or a violin.
Well, that's all the time we have for you, but we'd love to have you on again.
Yum!
What are you eating?
A new brand of Christ Krispies. They're heavenly good.
Where did you get them?
Trader St. Joseph's.
I'm gonna get some too.
Now, like I said earlier, I always say that to the saint is the most important saint of them all, but this one in particular is the most important one. I'm not kidding. Please welcome St. John the Evangelist and my co-host, Jimmy Fallon Angel. I can give you money. So we have a couple of questions prepared for you today. What time period did you live in?
My birth year is unknown, but I died around 100 AD.
That's another one. You only look like 14 years old. How do you do it? So what's your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment, and in my eyes, would be writing the 4th Gospel and the Book of Revelation.
That's what I can tell by the Bible says. What are you the patron saint of?
I am the patron saint of poison sufferers, publishers, and writers. Also, I am very honored for the school to be named after me.
Poison sufferers. Lovely. So when's your feast day?
My feast day is December 27th.
Where were you born?
I was born in the city of Jerusalem, the capital of Israel.
When were you declared a saint and by which pope?
My canonization and by which pope is unknown.
Wow, I mean, so much for an open Bible. So when did you die?
I lived to an extremely old age. Attempts by the Romans to kill me failed. I died in Ephesus in about 100 AD.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about yourself before you go?
I am one of the 12 of Jesus' apostles, and I was the last one alive. Christian art usually represents me with an eagle, symbolizing the heights to which I reach in the first chapter of my gospel.
Interesting. Well, thank you for coming today.
I hope we can see you again soon.
Before we end the show, we have one final message for you.
Happy Saints' Day to you. Happy Saints' Day to you. Happy Saints' Day to St. John's. Happy Saints' Day to you.
Presentation about Saints' Day. We learned something. We came up like this, but raise your hand if you learned something about a Saints' Day. And it was all worthwhile. Hopefully we have to carry that with you. Before we leave, I wanted to thank the person who organized all this and all the practices coordinated and looked at all the writing and all the start everything. And that would be this. And we also want to have a round of applause for our MC, Jackson.
It doesn't take much to do nice things, but not everyone has to be a saint. Little things add up. Holding the door, picking up a book for someone. Those are actions that lead to people being saints. It doesn't matter how big the action is or how small it is, as long as you do the right thing. And that's why we celebrate All Saints' Day, is to honor those people who have done the right thing all throughout history. Thank you for coming.